Hey everyone, this is Dinah Rose. Welcome to my channel. This is a review for Love and Marriage Huntsville Season 6, Episode 5. Now, I do want to say that things heated up this episode and it even triggered a lot of people. So before I begin my recap, because y'all already know, I bring a unique commentary to your favorite reality TV show and whatever is popping on social media. I first want to say that Melody actually went live last night. And she wanted people to know that she is good. She is not in the same place that she was when that episode was filmed. She actually showed her and her family having a watch party. So they were getting their life. She did a live tweet and she said she's feeling good and the numbers are running up on her singles. So I just wanted to put that out there. We will talk more about it tonight on live because I want to know your opinions about her live last night. I actually have it up on my Facebook group, Diana Rose Real Talk. If you guys missed it, you can check it out over there. Now, you guys, please hit that subscribe button, hit the like, hit the notification bell, share this video. And y'all already know I appreciate every single one of you for rocking with me. Now let's get started. So the show opens with Stormi and her husband, Courtney. It looks like they're sharing some of the problems that their business went through a couple of months ago. So people were talking about it online, not being able to get their products and things like that. They are actually talking about it on the show. Stormi says she is about 4,000 or 5,000 orders in arrears. She just moved into a new warehouse. It looks like they're trying to get things organized, and she only has 5 employees. Now, Stormi's trying to give her crew a pep talk, trying to get them motivated to get these 5,000 orders out, along with whatever the new orders are. And she even got choked up in the middle of it, talking about she has to take responsibility for her part. But her husband, Courtney, is the opposite. He followed it up with, look, y'all gonna get these orders out and whoever don't like it, y'all can hit the dough. Now, I don't know how many people it take to get out 5,000 orders, but somewhere in the scene, Stormi says she just partnered with a new retailer for 20,000 orders. And you don't have to be a rocket scientist to know that they need more help. But they asked the employees what they needed, and it was Stormi's cousin who recommended that they need more hands. And Stormi actually challenges him and called him a slacker. And you guys, to save some time, I'm going to combine a scene that played later in the episode. But Stormi and Courtney end up meeting with her cousin and they fire him. Now, I already told you guys that they only had 5 employees to begin with, and now they're firing their production manager because he's not showing up on time. They said instead of you getting in at 8 o'clock, with a 5-minute grace period, sometimes he don't show up until 8:08 or 8:10. Courtney also said that he was on his phone too much. And at the end of the day, being that you only have 5 employees and you still have 5,000 orders that need to be filled with 20,000 coming up, it just seems like they could have put the firing on pause until they brought those other bodies in. Assuming that this scene is even real, because who fires their cousin on television, okay? And Courtney's brother works there too. He looks exactly like Courtney, except he's thinner and he had dreads. Next up, you guys, we have Miss Melody, her manager, Dawn Michelle, and other members of her team having their staff meeting. And Melody just closed a deal with QVC and the Home Shopping Network, where she gets to bring her product line, her skincare line, to their platform. This is huge, you guys. If you don't know, QVC does numbers. And just an FYI, you guys, they didn't share this on the show. I found that out through Melody's tweet, and she said that she is looking forward to showing that process on the next half of the season. So congratulations to Miss Mel. Melody and her manager also share a moment where her manager is asking, am I putting too much on your plate? Because I know that you are trying to get over some humps. Also, you are in this custody battle. And Melody confides. It does feel like a lot sometimes because she is going through a life crisis, but she said it is important to her to give her kids a sense of normalcy. She said they lost a lot after Martell and her divorce, and so her job is to make sure that they do everything they used to do when the two of them were married. In other words, just because he can't doesn't mean that she's not going to do what she has to do to make sure that they can. She said they're still going on vacation. They're still going to Opryland. And Dawn Michelle said, you're doing way better than what I did when I got divorced. And baby, that was a word for me because sometimes we fall And we can't get past the trauma that keeps recycling in our heads to get up. Not to mention there's a whole bunch of other people who want us to stay exactly where we are. So that is one of the reasons why I applaud Melody. But Dawn Michelle also told her, make sure that you keep your mental health in check. Make sure you keep your spiritual health in check. Next up is Scott 1 and 2.0. So the Slutty Vegan food truck did a pop-up at the cigar bar. And they did a really big turnout in Huntsville, but it looks like they do this all across the country. And if you guys have never heard of this restaurant, please look it up. Be sure to look up the menu items first. Every food item on the menu is named after a certain act. So that's why Marceau says, are you eating the sloppy toppy? To which Tisha responds, of course he is. He's a Scot. And I would like for Tisha, shake 'em, wake 'em, bake 'em, Scott, to stop running with this joke right now. Anyways, they do a little bit of small talk. This is where we learn that Maurice believes that Martell is helping Marceau work out, and Marceau tries to kill that noise immediately. He says, he's not doing anything for me. I simply stopped drinking and started working out. And then I shit you not, he picks up a drink and throws it right on back, okay? Womp womp. But that allowed Kimmy to segue into, speaking of Martell, how do you guys think the business meeting went yesterday? Like she wasn't a part of it. So Tisha and Marceau said that it went better than they thought. And then they admit they delivered a comeback group meeting under new management. And Tisha and Marceau are the new managers. Then Marie says, with everything that Melody and Martell are going through right now, do y'all think that they could do the expo? Tisha said their personal life is not our concern. We're concerned about the business side. Can we work together? Then she asked Kimmy if she would be willing to raise money for the expo, to which Kimmy says that was what I was asking at the meeting because my time is valuable. She is still going through treatments. I believe the radiation and the surgery was up next. And of course, her recovery. And when I tell you that Tisha's entire energy changed in that moment, she got hype talking about, it's not like we figured everything out. We're still getting things ready. We're still organizing things. Maurice bucks his eyes open. Y'all know how he do. Like, damn girl, we just, trying to be cool. Then Marceau jumps in it and he says, we're using you guys. He's being facetious, but Maurice said, that's what it sounds like. In confessional, Tisha says, I kind of expected the backlash, but then Marceau says, they sound like the Hulks. Tisha says, yeah, and I need him to be Team Scott. Y'all, when I tell you that Tisha has a problem with anybody who questions her or don't go along with her plan, and I should clarify, anybody except for her mama. But Kimmy felt the vibe change and she said, Tisha, of course I'll help you. And that's how the scene ends. Next up, we have Martell and Marceau. Marceau is actually trying to help Martell pass the builder's license exam for the umpteenth time, okay? Martell admits that he's taken the test multiple times and failed it each and every single time. Somewhere in the middle of studying, he decides to complain to Marceau about Melody, saying that she's not a good co-parent. And the reason she's not, get this, is because she refuses to accept his invitation to Thanksgiving dinner when he has the kids. She refuses to spend Christmas Day with him when he has the kids. His delusional mind is trying to get Marceau to believe that him and Melody are cool, even though he doesn't have her phone number. Him and Melody are cool, and that the only reason she doesn't want to do these things is because she's afraid of what other people will think. And this scene alone shows that Martell is literally living in an alternative damn universe. You guys, I'm telling you, Martell should have never leaked those damn documents, because all of the mess that he is saying in this scene is exactly what played out on the internet for the last week and a half. All this mess about how Melody must be spinning the block because Martell thinks they're still good, when in actuality, people should be saying, you guys aren't a family unit like that anymore, and that woman can spend her holidays how she chooses. You are trying to recreate the life and the moments that you messed up, when instead you should be moving on. Not to mention, Cuckoo Bird, you're doing all of this while you have your ex-wife in court for full custody of your children. Now, there's no doubt that some of these questions are running through Marceau's mind because his facial expressions are giving very much, I'm confused. But he says to him, I can't give you no advice. You should talk to Reese. Now let's get to this last scene. Melody and Martell are in a full-fledged custody battle. Martell himself, just last episode, said that him and Melody were in a horrible place because of the court case. The case that he brought to the courts. Let us never forget that it was Martell who wanted to change the custody order. So for everyone who's calling her bitter and saying that she's playing games, please note that she never fought him for custody. She willingly agreed to 50-50 during their divorce. So Melody said that Mariah and Malia's birthday are in the same week, so she threw them a joint birthday party at the skating rink. And when the scene opens, they show a sign in the window that says private event. It's on Saturday from 10 to 2. And someone posted this to my Facebook group. I grabbed it from there, but y'all can see it. The public hours for the skating rink is from 1:30 to 10. So we see Melody inside holding little baby Sugar Mama's hand. She's greeting her family. She has a gift in her hand, and she looks up. She sees Martell walking through like he owns the place. She calls his name and she directs him back to the front, like, let's go back out the door. Now, Melody is very calm here. She's telling him it's a private event. Martell, you're not supposed to be here. Then he says, I want to celebrate my daughter's birthday today. Now, in a calm voice, she says, okay, you can come back to get her, Martell. Now, this person who was uninvited thinks that with everything they have going on, something he initiated, he has no regard for the energy that he's about to bring into that space, especially being that all of her family knows what's going on between her and Martell. But according to Melody, this man walks in with his auntie and his cousin and starts throwing his damn weight around, which means that he came in on one. He was looking to start something. Melody is trying desperately to compromise. She's pleading with him. Martell, you can have her later today, even though I don't even have to do that because it is an odd year. In the state of Alabama, mothers have the odd year, dads have the even year. Martell's response is, you had her the last 2 even years, as if Melody kidnapped her. She had her the last 2 even years because you chose not to have her, sir. And Melody reminds him, Martell, you had an invitation to come to those parties and you chose not to because you were doing something else. And now even more information has leaked about the case where it is being said Martell filed an order with the court to take Mariah on this very day. The party is for both her and her sister, both his children, but the order was filed just to take the one, and it was solely done to get back at Melody. Only it backfired in his face because the judge didn't make a decision on it. Now Melody's mom, and it looks like a few other family members, may be standing behind Melody. And according to Melody, Martell's aunt chimed in with her 2 cents. That's when Mel's mom said, you don't have anything to do with this, which caused Martell to completely unleash. He is the textbook definition of a BAN. But you guys, even with that, Melody was still pleading with this man. Martell, you can still get her today. Today is still her birthday. You can have her today. But Martell wasn't trying to hear any of that. He walked right back into that skating rink and Melody said, don't let me call the police on you for being at this private event. Now, why Martell chose this year to act a damn fool is the biggest question, because Melody posted, it was proven in court that he missed his kiddo's birthday last year. And with all the crying that Martell's been doing, both on the show and online, y'all remember those posts, I'm going to be there for every birthday, for every holiday. Melody said Mariah's birthday isn't the only one you missed. You also missed Sugar Mama's birthday, her first birthday, sir. This is also something that good fathers don't do. After Melody said you can come back and pick her up, he did not, because he was in Atlanta filming for that episode that's going to air tonight. But he made it a point of texting his daughter and saying the reason why I can't be there is because your mother kicked me out. How gross is that? And even in confessional, after they show you the scene and ask you to comment on it, Martell had the nerve to fix his mouth to say that Melody was wrong, he was right, and Melody calling the police on him is something she always does. But the police always seem to side with him and things go in his favor. But he ends up getting in his truck the same way he came, empty-handed. And Melody figured out a way to muster up enough energy to be there, present for her children in that moment. She is smiling, she is dancing, she is letting them know it is their day and she's there to celebrate them. And I'm sorry, you guys, but that is what being a mama is. You guys, Melody even invited Tisha and her daughter to the party. They came. I know Chris Fletcher was there, her manager. They had a whole skate team that they brought in. Mel was actually really upset that OWN or whoever the production team did not film more scenes with her mother. We saw her at the door with Martell, but that was the last time we saw her. And at the end, Melody had a scene with Tisha and Kiki where they basically was just talking about how to be cordial again, how to move forward. And Melody invited Kiki to her tea party. So we'll see that part next week. Y'all let me know what y'all think about all this in the comments, okay? Like the video, subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell, and I will see you all on the next one.